Okay. So this is my basic about page for Highlanders or us, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and just put some things in here. So Highlanders are us, sells cool stuff, okay? We have a 300, oh, there we go. We have a 300 person team to serve you, okay? Boom, simple stuff. Now, I can do some things. This is just simple text, but I can go in here and I can change things. This is paragraph text, okay? I can actually change it to a heading, so I can make it look like up here, a larger text. I can make it look like a list. Okay? I can number it, all this just by clicking things, okay? I can go back to paragraph format, and I can change it to a heading. I can change the heading size. I can also do things like pre-formatted text. So let's say I'm a company and I want you to type something, like in my labs, okay? I want you to type something. I want you to understand what to type. I can do pre-formatted text so it will look exactly the way I typed it out. So if I copy it from my terminal, it will have the exact same formatting of what my terminal had when I copied it, okay? And then you can group things, so you can make things, you know, appear next to each other. You can do it like a newspaper there with the bottom line there, okay? So let's just go ahead and make this a small heading for now, okay? Now, another thing we can do is we can add clickable links. So we just highlight the text and we click this icon and we just type in where we want it to lead to. So google.com, we hit enter. Now it's a link, okay? I can make things bold. I can center them, whatever I want to do. Center, right, left. You get the picture. Okay. If I wanted to do something fancy, I can go in here and say edit as HTML, and it will let me actually modify it as HTML if I know HTML. Okay. So if I click on that, now we see the HTML. Okay. Most of us probably don't need that. So we're going to edit visually. Now we can also add other contents. We click here. And we can add a page break, okay? This will be like a divider on the page. We can add more content. We can add an image, okay? We can insert from a URL, so if we have an image file on the web somewhere, we can put it in there. We can choose it from a media library. I don't know if I have anything here. Oh, there's something here, okay, there. Now we have an image on our website. Now, if we are obligated to comply with ADA, we want to make sure we label the image. Okay? So if we're not based in the US, that doesn't apply to us. Something else probably applies. But this is a decorative image of an open sign. Okay? Now, we can add additional content just by clicking the button and adding something else, okay? We can add a photo gallery. So let's just say we have a lot of teddy bears we want to sell, okay? We have a lot of different choices. We can have a gallery that scrolls automatically through as people are watching the page. It goes through a list of teddy bears automatically. We can have it where we have to click on each one, okay? These are called widgets, okay? These are widgets we can do through this editor. This applies whether you use WordPress through WordPress.com or you go build it using the lab instructions that I have, okay? Either way, you're gonna see a very similar experience, okay? Now, you can even embed audio into your page. So you can embed audio. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, don't embed music in your page. I don't want any of you to go to jail, okay? Okay? Music is copyrighted, so you don't wanna put copyrighted material by someone else because these lawyers are not necessarily very sophisticated and they won't recognize that you actually are just doing this for school purposes, okay? If you're gonna put audio, it would be something like you record it yourself on your phone and you upload it here. That's what you could do with audio, okay? So this is a page, and I think it's good enough for us to go ahead and publish it, okay? So we just click publish, and now it's published. Okay, and I can go view the page here. And there's our web page. And in this case, I put a page break, so the image is on the second page. Okay. Now I can go back and edit this page. So go back here. Here. And I can do some other things besides just creating pages. I can create a blog, and then I can create posts on my blog, and it's attached to my website. So I can go here to post, and I can publish a blog post, okay? And my blog post is gonna be, I wish it was spring break, okay? And then I can post that, and then people can comment on my post if I allow them to comment, okay? And then I can just click publish, confirm it, and I now have a blog post on my site for spring break, okay? You can also schedule posts just like a company would do, okay? They will schedule posts to go at certain times of the day when they know people are more likely, based on their traffic, they're more likely to actually have time. Right now, it's the middle of the workday. Chances are it's not a good time to post content because people are working, okay? So let's schedule the content to be at 8 o'clock tonight when people are home after dinner and they're just screwing around on their laptop while they're watching TV, okay, or they're on their phone or whatever, right? Now, I can also go here and I can do some other things. Okay, I can go in and I can make it where people have to get their comments approved. So they can comment on my post, but you know how people are with comments, they can say some pretty nasty things. So I can set it where I only want comments to appear on my site that I vetted and approved, okay? I don't want someone saying, your service sucks, I won't ever use you again, okay? I might want to be selective about what I allow on my site. Now, there are some other tools besides the basic website tool, okay? Number one is you can do customization of the design, okay? So the customizer is another way to edit your pages and have additional flexibility. Okay, so I can go in and I can do some things like my identity. Okay, I can put a logo on my site that shows up in your browser bar, shows up on your phone. Okay, I can create my my site title already created. I can have site icons. I can put footers in here. So I could have this powered by WordPress.com if I wanted to at the bottom. Okay. Another thing that I can do is I can customize the menu. So right now I haven't created any menus. It used to be you had to go manually create these, write HTML to create a menu. It was very difficult, okay? Most people didn't have menus as a result. They just had a bunch of links on their site. I could just say create new menu, and I can just call it whatever, it doesn't matter, main, okay? And I can say I want it at the top of the page and I want it at the bottom of my page, okay? And then what links do I want in it, okay? I can just say automatically add new pages to my menu, and then I don't have to worry about creating them anymore. So just say save changes. And now if I go, oops. I can manually add a page as well. Okay, so let's just go back here and save it just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, now I've got a menu right here. Okay. Now I can go back now and I can go to, oops, back to the customizer here. A couple other things I can do. The customizer is tied to a theme. So with WordPress, you use themes to make it look nice. Okay. So on our course website, I'm using a very simple theme. I don't care if my site looks pretty or not. I care that it's ADA compliant and it's readable by people very quickly. Okay. If I were doing this as a commercial website, I would not use that ugly theme that you see there. Okay. That's designed for maximum viewability, maximum speed. Okay. So no matter what, it will work for you, whether you're using a phone, you're using a tablet, whatever, okay? Now, I can do some other things. So CSS is a language that I can use to do very specific customizations, okay? It's like its own book in and of itself on how to do what's called a cascading style sheet. I'm not going to talk about it other than to mention if you want to get customized, you've got someone who knows how to do that, you go into the CSS here and do that, okay? Now, another thing is widgets, okay? I can add widgets, which are just little tools on my webpage to do different things. Oops. I can do things like have archives of my blog posts. I can have an audio player to play audio, okay? I can, what else? Put a calendar on my site. I can have categories. I can have a contact info and map. I've done this one before, okay? This allows me to add a map here, hours, etc. Now, if I save this, my customers can see a map of where I'm located. They can see my address, phone number, my hours, and I didn't write any code to do that, okay? And if I want to change the map location because my office moves, I don't do anything other than change my address here, okay? Save it and boom. That simple. Okay. Now, there are other types of widgets in here too that you can explore. Some things are free, some things you have to pay for. Oops. Let's see, Google Translate. You can set up Google Translate here where now your customer can go to your site. They can click on stop. In theory, you can do a translate. It's not working right now. I don't know why, but we can add images. We can add Instagram links. So basically embed our Instagram feed right into here. Okay, so if your team decides to do Instagram, you can embed Instagram in here. I don't have Instagram, so I can't show you that. We can add additional links. We can do, if we do mail, we want our customers to sign up, we can set up a sign up link to MailChimp, which is a service you can use to do email subscriptions for newsletters. Okay. A lot of other things you can go peek through here if you're interested to see what you can do. You can have social media icons. Okay. So I could add this, and I don't have social media, but if I had social media, I could link to it in here. Okay. Now, let's go back out here. Well, I think there was one last thing on the customizer I wanted to show you. Yeah, okay, homepage settings. We can say our homepage displays our main web page, or we can have it display our blog post. We can define it here, okay? And then if we say homepage, which is what it is, we can say which page do we want it to land on when we go to the page. Okay. That's pretty much all you can do with that. Now, themes. Right now, I have a theme. There are free themes. There are themes that cost money. Okay. You don't need and you shouldn't go buy a theme for this, okay? Unless you're planning to use it for your own personal use. The themes that are here are free. So right now it's on this one called Maywood. Okay. I don't see it offhand here, but it's Maywood, that's Mayland. But if I wanted to change the theme to something else, I just click on it and I can see a preview of what this looks like. Okay. And I can see what it looks like on desktop, a tablet, or mobile. So I can preview what my site's going to look like. And then I say, yeah, I want to change my website. I want to try it out. I click this button, and I can see my actual website now in a different theme. I didn't have to change anything I wrote. My content doesn't change. All I'm doing is changing the visuals. Okay. So you can go do this. You can play with different themes until you find something that you like. Okay. Again, my site for the class has to be a very simple theme. Okay. All right, so that's themes, and there's a ton of them out there. There's a whole place you can buy themes if you so choose, but for this class, you don't need to, okay? Now, some other things, tools. Another aspect of this is plugins. There are a lot of different plugins to do things. Okay? Plugins for e-commerce. I don't need to go build my own store anymore. I can go out to sites like WooCommerce and Shopify. They have a full shopping cart system with credit card processing and everything built in that I just point and click. Just like building my site, I can build this on a third party. But to get it to work with my main site, I have to install a plugin. So there's different plugins. And some of you are marketing folks, and there are plugins for doing search engine optimization, marketing. You can see these here, analytics. Okay. There are tons of these things. And they do different things. There are things for doing like payments and creating forms and you name it, there's got to be something out here that's of interest, okay? Some of the plugins are free, some of them are not, okay? In order to install plugins on WordPress.com, you have to pay for service. So none of you will be able to install plugins, that's okay. If you want to install plugins, then you have to use the advanced lab to go set up your own. And then you can do plugins, you don't pay for them. That's one of the reasons why I do that. I find the prices on WordPress.com to be too high. And so I chose to set up my own, even though I have to run it. Because that way I can install plugins if I want to, and I don't have to pay for them. Okay. Now, some other things are, let's say I build a site on WordPress, or I build it somewhere else, doesn't matter, and I want to import content. This import tool lets me import content. I don't have to recreate everything from scratch. I just go to my existing site, click the export button, copy it over to my computer, hit the import button, and boom, I can import that. I don't have to recreate my site. So companies would use this to migrate from one provider to another, okay? The export, same thing. Let's just say I start on WordPress.com and I decide that I want to go somewhere else. You know, I want to go to Wix or I want to go build my own. I can click export and it backs up my entire site so that I can do that, okay? And this is how we would do that. It's also useful for backing it up just periodically in case, you know, WordPress were to get hacked or something, or someone were to get into your site and destroy it, okay? Now, from a marketing perspective, we can turn on advertisements in our site, we can do SEO, and we can do sharing things using the marketing tab. So we can go in and add marketing capabilities for our business. Another thing we can do is we can earn money on our site in a variety of ways. Okay? Number one is we can charge people for content. Okay, so for Cougars or Us, we would actually build a website that, you know, if this were real, not Cougars or Us, Highlanders or Us, if we did that, it would be kind of buying teddy bears or whatever. Okay. But we can also collect payments on a recurring basis for like a subscription. Let's say we provide a service to someone every single month. We can charge a fee that gets collected automatically. Okay? That's recurring revenue that we don't have to necessarily do anything for. Okay? We can also do ad revenue. None of you will be able to do this, by the way, without a paid plan. So for this class, I'm showing you this so you know how to do it for in the future. You can earn ad revenue and have like Google Ads on your site if you wanted to. You could have Amazon affiliate membership. So you basically link to products from Amazon, you make a penny or whatever it is per item that someone goes to your link to purchase. Okay, it's a great way to make extra money if you have a following. Okay. So is anybody here a YouTuber that has a big channel, Instagram, anything like that wants to admit it? You can monetize that as a side source of income, okay, and get pretty sophisticated what you do. You can do referrals to WordPress on your site, and then whenever anybody signs up to your site, you get money for it, okay? And then activity, this allows you to look at the activity of your site. So what content was changed, any blog posts, what was created, what changes were made. So I can go in and see who added what. So if you have a malicious employee who put something on your website and you want to know who, you can go in here and see who did it, okay? So that's the tools. Now, managing is kind of like these settings on your computer, okay? And when you're dealing with WordPress.com, there aren't a lot of things that you can change. When you do it on your own computer, say in Google or something, you can actually go in and configure and change things, all right? So, for example, I could go in here and I can change not much here, some credentials or something, okay? If I own my own domain name, I can go in here and buy a domain and then make that my website, okay? Now, I am going to talk about domains after this and show you how you get a domain, okay? I will also, and you do not have to do this, I repeat, you do not have to do this. There is a program where you can sign up for free through a company that does a tool, and the tool itself is probably of very little use unless you're an MIS major, okay? That being said, you get a free domain name on the .me domain, which means you can have johnny.me or whatever, and it's free. There are a bunch of other student tools that might be useful in your other classes. So I will post that on our course site probably this weekend. And then you can actually go there and get the free stuff if you want to go get it. Okay? But you're not obligated to. People, okay? I can go in and I can add additional people to WordPress here so they can manage the site as well. So if I'm a business, I might add my entire marketing team in here, but I'm the owner, so I control the account, okay? And then the last thing, settings, you have a lot more settings on the one that you do yourself, but there are a few settings like the site title, my icon for my, my business, what address it is, what languages do I want to support, okay? What time zone do I want my site to appear in? And then some of these things you really can't do without paying for it. If you want to delete it, you could delete your site right here, okay? So when you're done with it, if you want, you can just delete the site after you're done with the project, okay? You can go in here and you can change performance settings if you have a paid account. You can go in and change the categories for your content, the tags, so you can organize your blog posts and your pages and stuff, okay? And then you can set up how discussions and comments work, okay? So if you want to require approval for comments, you go in here and you set it, okay? Email notifications. Anytime someone goes to your site and posts a comment, do you want to get notified via email? That's these types of things that you might want to do, okay? And then the comment moderation I just mentioned about holding it, okay? If there are people who always contribute to your site and you don't care if they post because they're nice people, then you can whitelist them, okay? Which means they can all be authorized as opposed to, this is a blacklist here, but this allows anybody who you do not want to post or certain things you don't want to appear, say someone says, crap or something, you don't want that on your site, you can say anything with the word crap in it, I'm not going to allow my site, but anything else can go through, okay? All right, so this is basically what WordPress can do, and then once I publish my site and I make it available, then all of you would be able to see my site. Okay? I haven't gone to that step yet because what's the point, right? You can all see on my screen. And I don't need yet another site to keep track of. Okay? Now, some of you may say, I don't want to use WordPress. Another option would be Wix. Okay? Wix has websites. You can Google free websites, and there might be others, but those are the two that I'm aware of. Okay? And so then you just would do the same thing. Go out, build a free website on their website. Okay? Now, there's like $4, $6. There's something for different budgets, but those prices are usually the annual price, which means per year. So it is $4 a month, but that's if you pay annually. So you have to pay $48 up front, basically. Yeah. So let me show you what I have here. So I own a bunch of websites, okay, and this is the one for the classroom.